Alrighty, I need you guys' help. Cheryl, what questions do you have? What can we do to help you?
I haven't even considered using a website, so I'm really excited about it. I mean, I didn't even say I could use a website, and all of a sudden, I sat down here and came up with about 5 pages I could do. So I'm really excited about the possibility of doing it. Doing a website, but using like the calendar and let people schedule appointments and having them tell me what it is they want to do and telling them about how long it will take and if they need to bring anything and, you know, and so I'm really excited about that.
Awesome, awesome. So can I tell you a secret that you're actually doing when you do that? What you do is you go to the source. Where are things happening? Okay? Is it you who necessarily wants to be controlling the entire calendar, or do you want to expose it, almost a virtual permission to your customer base?
Yeah.
Here's the tools, play, and then I'll monitor, okay? Versus like, phone rings, oh, the email comes, oh, the phone rings again, oh, somebody walked in, now I have to cut. Like, you're too much in that pivotal point, okay? So what you do is you kind of be like, okay, cool, that's a great tool. I'm going to expose that to the customer. E-commerce. Here's a bunch of my items. You shop for what you want. Let me know, okay? If you want to call me, click here for the contact information, okay? Oh, you want to schedule something? Cool, here's what I've already got booked. Like, if you put it to the place that it actually happens, what you do is you're virtually almost delegating without actually physically saying the word delegating. You're saying, I'm going to go to the source and I'm going to have that person do it, and I'm going to limit them because I don't want them just walking all over everything. But that person is able to be empowered. You empower that user, okay? Whether it's a customer or a physical user person. Awesome, awesome. Good stuff, good stuff. Thanks, Shannon.
Yes.
Okay, we've kind of been playing with this little interface right here. Where would you guys like to go? What else would you like to see? How can I help you? Like Cheryl, you were mentioning that you're like, oh my goodness, I got all these new ideas and all this kind of stuff like this. Is there something that you're thinking that we could help you out with, or if you wanted us to kind of play along those lines? What I'm trying to do is I can take you guys anywhere you want to go, okay? But if you don't drive, then all of a sudden it turns into my goal versus your goal, okay? Like my goal is to show this, or whatever. And that may not be what you want, okay? But if you want something, ask, and we'll go in that direction.
Well, I guess one of my questions then would be, you guys are saying that there is a web presence that comes with Adilas.
Correct. And
what actually is that?
Okay, perfect. Let's explore that a little deeper. Are you okay with that? We're going to switch corporations and go into our handy-dandy Amber bookstore. Okay, this is where we were playing the other day. Okay, so by default, this is my Amber bookstore. I have a cute little interface. If I click home, it's basically a retail dashboard. I can quickly do some sales, quickly do some stuff, eventually close out my day. You know, kind of see what all came in, etc., etc. Okay. Now, if you want to, let's go take a look at what we have for our items, okay? So if I come down here and I say, this one happens to change the word part or item, they changed it to book. Once again, think smoke and mirrors, okay? It's a corp-wide setting. And I'm just going to go all. Okay, we have training manuals, DVDs, subscriptions, adventure books. Some of them have pictures, some of them don't, okay? And then we have a whole bunch of stuff that's for internal use, pieces that, these are called special line items, that maybe I don't want to show online or whatever, okay? So these are my primary pieces that I have. Not a whole lot, but I want to show you what's going to happen. So right now, we kind of covered this a little bit yesterday, but it's probably good to do it again. I'm currently in a secured environment, okay? There's a little lock icon. I have the HTTPS, which stands for Hypertext Protocol Secure, okay? That's technically what it stands for, but like the S says secure, okay? If you don't have something like that, then you're just on a normal website and it's not necessarily encrypted, on the way to and from the server. Okay? So we run everything over a secure socket layer. I'm going to open up a brand spanking new browser, and I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Actually, to kind of show you what the customer is able to see, okay, as far as a web presence, these are my pieces, okay? Show it on the web. Yes, 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 okay? I can actually flip that to no. It goes deeper, okay? So basically, I've got some items here in my thing, and I'm happy with this, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you this little graphic, okay? If your world, say it has some little items in it, let's call it the purple ones, those are your items, and you want to display it to the public, virtually what you're going to do is you're going to leave the hardcore world and you're going to create a little moon, okay, or a little satellite or something like that. Hey, this is what you get to see. You don't get to actually be in my world, but I'll let you kind of sort of interact, okay? Now what happens is we're going to actually take you just a little bit deeper here. So if I'm an admin user, I'm going to go chooser, and we've been using a lot of the classic homepage. Just for fun, I'm going to switch into this one. This is, once again, really touchscreen friendly. You got lots of buttons. I'm going to go to my corp-wide settings, okay? Corp homepage, go to my settings, go all the way down to the bottom. So I went Control-N. Here's some pieces that we allow you to do right off the bat, okay? Do you even want to show your corporation on the web? The default is actually no, okay? You have to turn it on by default. So if you're in there and you're working and you're doing all sorts of prep, it's not even exposed to a world or a moon or a satellite, okay? It's all within your closed, tight little world. It's as easy as going like this. No, don't show, or yes, do show it. Do you want to include your stock units or just your items, okay? So for you, for your stuff, you're not going to have stock units. You're going to go like this, yes and this, okay? Then you're going to come down a little further and say, do I want to show prices on my stuff or just the items themselves? You could actually flip it and say, do I want to show or hide prices? Do you want me to go through these settings to kind of see how they interact, or what is your...
Did you do it yesterday?
Not this deep.
Okay, should we do it then?
Sure. Okay, so let's go like this just for a minute as far as how things are going. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull up an interface. I have, okay, the current one that we have for this particular bookstore, we've expanded it clear out past a web presence, clear into a light e-commerce. I'm going to have to back it up from that so you can kind of see what comes out of the box for you, and then what we can turn on so that it can kind of keep advancing the ball, okay? So what I'm going to do right now is I actually am going to go turn off all the e-commerce settings for that particular corporation. This is higher than, this is universe level, okay? We give you these cool little ones that we were just looking at, and that's the world level, okay? But at the higher universe level, we're like, are you really ready for e-commerce? Do you really have a merchant account? Do we really have those settings so that we can help you do transactions and make all your stuff happen? Do we really know who you're going to use? Are you really ready? Like, that's a universe level decision, okay? So what I'm going to do really quick is I'm just going to log into Adilas, okay? So this is me going in through a back door. Now I'm going to go to Adilas, and I'm going to say select. This is my home page, and I'm going to click on it. I'm going to say I need to go to the classic because I need to go almost to the universe level, the different corporations. And I'm going to flip over here, clear out to the play sites, and I'm going to come find Amber's bookstore, and I'm going to go to the admin settings. Okay. So I'm going to come down right here. Here's how I'm able to kind of put some custom little home pages in for them. This is just us loading them, who gets what, okay? So these are some advanced web and e-commerce stuff, and currently I already have some of them selected. So I'm going to deselect to show you what it's going to look like off of the get-go, if you will, okay? We're going to leave some of these other ones in place because they're not going to hurt anything, okay? I'll come down to the bottom and I'll just say save those settings, okay? So now technically what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to this particular browser I'm going to close 100%. That was Brandon in Adilas. Now technically I'm in here, but if I try to do anything, it doesn't really know where I'm at. It still thinks I'm in Adilas, actually, because I didn't ever log out. Real quick, I'm basically switching gears. I'm virtually pretending I'm a different user at this point, okay? And if I go to Amber's Books, boom, I'm in here, okay? Now, right off the bat, because of the corp-wide settings, and I know I'm kind of bouncing around, I'm trying to get it back to like the bare bones. This is what a default looks like, okay? We're going to go down to the bottom. So by default, it's under no, do not show, okay? Nothing is selected there. Those probably are selected, but it leaves it just like this, okay? These are your default settings that you're going to end up having. We'll hit Save the Settings. Now, in order to actually see this, I have to figure out what this corporation key ID number is. And this is a code, basically, that it's generated by the system. This one here happens to be A158, okay? All these other little special characters are included, but I'm going to actually go A and B instead of the tilde A. It's the first three characters of the name of the corporation and then a little special ID number, okay? You don't even need to know this. This is what your web developer will do, okay? But by default, right now, I can't even access this person's information. So if I have my second browser up, it's all brand new, and I say search web inventory, they don't even need to know this. You could pre-code this so that they can advance past this step. AMB-158, was that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, by default, this is the error message you're going to get. The corporation request does not allow data to be shown over the web, okay, until I turn it on. Okay, so currently, your corporation, if you've never tested any settings, currently would do this, even if somebody knew how to get to your site. It's like, oh, sorry, I'm not even displaying to my satellite. Here's how quick it is. I'm going to switch back to the actual environment here, and we're going to just jump back real quick to that corp-wide settings page. Boom, clear down to the end, control end, scroll up, and say show. Go ahead and show it online and just include my widgets, okay? And now all of a sudden these things start coming into play. Do I want to show prices or contact page or et cetera, okay? So as soon as I say yes, I'm going to save these settings and I'm going to switch right back out here, okay? I'm no longer in a secured environment. I'm at Adilas.biz. This is literally an exterior remote place, okay? I'm going to hit refresh on this and see if it'll let me in. This is what the customer view, this is what automatically gets created where the customer can see it as soon as you say show my stuff online. Okay, I can click on Adventure Books. Here's my information. Here's my different little pieces. I can click View, and all of a sudden it'll pull in Call of the Wild. They can look at whatever. You can notice there's no e-commerce settings here. No add to carts. No nothing. Okay. You basically can search things. If you wanted to do a new search, say you're like, hey, I like medium thumbnails and I want to see all of the adventure books. Go get it. You can browse things, you can look at things, you can do a bunch of different stuff, but you're very limited as far as what your capability is. This is called what we call a web presence. Okay, like, hey, cool, I can have some stuff. I'm displaying something on my satellite or my moon. Okay. Now, if you want to go deeper than this, like if you wanted to hide your prices, or if you wanted to actually add yourself like a Contact Us page, it automatically pulls it in according to your store information. So, like this is automatic, okay? If you have that set in your...
It's what you put into your corp settings.
Into your corp settings, correct, okay? So watch this. Just so you can see where this contact information is. Say, for instance, this 11222222, whatever. Maybe we wanted to add a little bit more contact information. I'm going to come back. I'm going to switch to absolute inside of Adilas. This is in the secured world, and I'm going to say, you know what? I actually need to go to my location homepage. Okay, show it on the web, yes or no. Like literally, you can dictate what's going on outside of that. If I click on Amber's Bookstore, here's my information. Say I wanted to add another phone number. Whatever, ambersbookstore.biz, a whole bunch of different little pieces. Here's where the piece is right here. You want to show or hide this on the web. Okay? If I say hide, technically I will lose that contact link on my my website. Okay? So watch this. So it's currently, let's just flip to hide for just a minute. This is where your tax settings are as well. I'll hit edit location. I'll come back here to the actual outside web. Hit back, just hit refresh. You'll notice how the contact link completely disappeared because I only have one and it's told to be hidden. So it automatically, according to your settings that you're doing inside your world, it's cascading out to that remote world. Okay? If you want that, from inside here, literally it's this easy. Come down, show on the web. Yes, I do want to show that on the web. And we added that cool little information there. Edit the location. So now I'm going to switch windows again, and there currently was no contact link. I'm going to hit refresh on this page. Whoop, contact us. Click it, and now it even added that new 800 number in there, 800-555. Okay, like you're technically doing what's called content management. Like it's all internal. You're using an application to tell what you want it to display. As far as other settings that you can actually use, let's actually go here, see if we can go back to the corp-wide settings. Corp-wide settings and defaults. If I didn't want prices, like I could literally go like this, click, and save that setting. And now when I come here to Amber's Bookstores and I hit back, say I wanted to do that same thing. Go show me all the adventure books in medium thumbnail, search it. I no longer have a price. Okay? I can click view. It still shows me information, but it shows no pricing. So like these are ways that we allow you to kind of like automatically, this is free. This is totally free. You can have a web presence totally free. If you're ready to be like, okay, I want to sell something. I want somebody to interact with me. That goes up to the universe level one. Okay, how ready are you? Are we looking at quoting? Are we looking at ordering? Are we looking at full e-commerce? Okay, if you go full e-commerce, you have to have a merchant account and that kind of stuff. Because
which is
you're talking,
you, it's from another source.
Well, we have to be able to connect to that merchant account, basically through the gateway, if that makes sense. So these are the settings you get automatically. Okay. And if you wanted to, you can actually even customize it more if your developer knows. We have a whole page that tells developers, meaning like a web person, how to tweak this so you can get exactly what you want. It's free. It's just, once you say, sure, show it, we can start playing with those little games. Okay. So, you want to see it taken to the next level?
Yeah. So is there a cart then?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. I'm going to hit back right here on these corp-wide settings, and I'm going to make sure we're turning our prices back on. And I'm going to say Save Settings. Okay, so now at this point, I actually have to leave my environment, and I have to say, okay, guess what? I need at the universe level to get e-commerce turned on for me. It exists, but you don't get to control it because you may not have everything that you need yet. We're like, whoa. Like,
right, so I'm calling and say, okay, I'm ready for e-commerce, and you say, have you done blah, blah, blah.
Correct. Okay, or we have a person who's coming around saying, hey, I noticed you've been using Adilas for a certain amount of time. Are you interested in e-commerce? Oh, yes, I totally am. Okay, well, here's what happens. Basically, that person is able to virtually sell their services to help you get set up with e-commerce because they know the ropes, and they can kind of get you going, okay? We're not worried about it. It's just a setting for us. But, like, it's that person. They can, okay, do you have photos of your items? No, I don't. Okay, you're probably going to want photos if you're going to go e-commerce. Okay, cool. How are we going to do this? Do you know a high school kid that you can hire for $7-8 an hour? I do. My daughter, she loves photography. Okay, cool. Let's set up a little thing down here. Let's boom. You give her a little permission. She starts loading in photos. Okay, this person might be just charging you for your consulting time or whatever's going on, but they're prepping it for e-commerce. Okay. Once you contact the universe level, so say for instance this particular rep, he contacts us and says, hey, so and so, they're ready for e-commerce. Can you turn it on? Here's the settings that I want. And they already know what the settings are. Here's what we do inside of Adilas. Okay, so currently This is a small little switch, okay? You'll notice how there's no security on this one. This is just plain, let me go here, HTTP in the Atlas Web Services. It's like, hey, cool, we'll just show it to you. As soon as you want secure and you want to talk e-commerce, guess what we do? We pull it back in underneath the main Adilas piece, because then we have access to all of the other pieces that we need, merchant settings, customer databases. Like, it's not just, hey, can you push my parts out to show it right here, okay? We kind of pull it back in. So this is small, but you will notice this address will change, okay? So here's what we need to do. I need to log out of Amber's Bookstore, and you just made a phone call to an Atlas admin user. Okay, the Atlas user says, sweet, no problem, I can turn that on for you. They jump in here and they say, jump in my classic homepage, going to go to the corporation homepage, which is how many different worlds are there. They click on this. They go, what's the name of your site? Perfect, no problem. And you are dealing with Amber's Books. They find it. They come over to the admin settings. This is on a huge, higher level. They click on it. They come down and they're like, okay, what would you like to do? Would you like to allow quotes? Are you wanting to call it quotes? Or are you wanting to call it an order? Okay, so this is technically no money changing hands. Okay, is it just a quick little quote, or is it, hey, I want this? So Cheryl, for you, for pre-ordering type thing, unless you're planning on getting like a deposit, you're going to be right here in this one right here. Okay, and instead of say submit, place order. Okay, technically these, see how it's all under number 1 right here?
Yeah.
It technically all ends up in the same spot. It just depends on what we call it. Okay.
Okay.
So it's kind of smoke and mirrors a little bit, but what did you want to call it? So like, for instance, like this. Say you wanted to call yours pre-order.
Got it.
Okay?
Okay.
So we're going to say, I'm going to allow that, I'm going to allow that, no problem. Do you want to check quantities on hand, or do you want to sell anything under the sun? Okay? So if you say check quantities on hand, what it'll actually do is it'll actually say, oh, available, available, oh, not available, because I don't have enough. It's looking in your system to see what you have. Okay? I'm going to show that for just a second, just so you can see the difference before. Okay? Now, as far as shipping goes, shipping is fairly generic right now. It's not totally tied to, this is a future development place that we want to do it. You can basically go like this. Do you even want to include shipping? What do you want to tie it to? Is there a general amount, or do you just want to make it free? Like, basically what we can do right now is no shipping, free shipping, or a general amount, okay? But eventually what we know is going to have to happen is we're going to have to say, okay, we now have to make sure we know weights, and if we add all these together, what's it going to be? Where are you starting? Where are you going? Like, it's a future development because it was way bigger than what we wanted to do on the first little round of e-commerce. We know it's there, it exists, but it's future development, okay? So you're not even going to worry about that. Yes, you definitely want to allow new customers, okay? We're going to skip a few of these different little pieces. These are some pieces that we would allow people to do from the back end. Hey, do you want to see your histories? What have you ordered from us before? You know, do you want to pay your bills online? You know, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to come down, and how do they want to sign in? We have a number of different pieces. So if I go down here to number 9, okay, you can actually use the ID number, the email, the zip, the cell phone, the home phone, the work phone, the first name, the last name, the business name, tax ID number, the terms, the birth date. You can use any of these as part of your login, okay? How do you want, we actually had a request recently to add a customer password as well. Currently that doesn't exist in our system, but it's already been logged in the notes. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is let's pretend this, email address and zip code. Are you okay with that? For the logins. Okay, which location do you want to be sold out of? If you have multiple locations, you could actually select a specific location. If you wanted to, then in your tracking be like, hey, I want to see everything that's from my web location. Okay, and this is just depends on your business, but you can detail it out that. Who do you want to actually use as your salesperson who's going to be attached to your quotes and invoices? So you can either create a new one. This is why we pulled it at the universal level. There's way more questions. You're like, whoa, I didn't even think about that. But if eventually I make it into a quote or an invoice, guess what I have to have? Who's your customer? What's your location? Who's your salesperson? what's your, like, basically the location ties to taxes, ties to this. So we have to be like, I need, in order to even make these transactions happen. That's why it got pulled to the universe level, okay? Now, what kind of invoice type do you want to do? Do you want to do internet sales, customer invoice? There's different ways that people want to do their businesses, okay? You don't have any merchant processing stuff, so like technically it wouldn't even allow you to do full e-commerce because you don't even have anything set up under your merchant settings. We want medium thumbnails and show navigation. So currently what I did was I said allow new customers, use the email and the zip code, and check for quantities, and let's go ahead and call it an order. So if I submit that, click. Okay, so now I'm going to log out of the Adilas admin for just a minute. Just left. So now if I go under I know you guys are kind of like, whoa, we're going all over the place. This is kind of the interactions that would happen between different people in order to kind of get things set up to how we were under Amber Books. So I don't have any new settings, but the admin level actually changed it. So now, instead of actually going under Adilas Web Services, what we're going to do is we're going to actually say, watch this. We're going to pull you under the secure socket layer and take you under a little section called Shop. Okay? And this, once again, your developer would automatically help the person advance through this little page so they don't even have AMB 158. Okay? So this looks very similar to what we were seeing before, right? Look at this. HTTPS, secure. We're now under Adilas.biz. And so if I come in here and I say adventure, and I say medium thumbnails, this is the exact same search I did before. I hit search. Starting to get a little bit more features, okay? And so now, technically, I could say, sweet, cool. I'll add one of those and one of those. Add it to the cart. Good. So here's my little simple cart. Continue shopping remembers where I was. Update cart in case I changed something. Clear cart. I have basic things. Here's where it says start order. Is this all I want, or did I want to do something? Let's continue shopping. Let's just do a new search. What do they have under DVDs? Oh, that's a sweet looking one. A treehouse. That's cool. Cool. I'll go ahead and take 2 of those. I'll give those to my friends. Add it to the cart. It's slowly adding up the super simple cart. Okay, like literally, you can't go that many places, so hopefully you don't get lost. Okay. One of the cool things is similar to inside of Adilas, if you are doing different shopping and you see this little card icon, you can instantly just get right back to it, okay? So it's kind of a really skinny down version of the actual Adilas shopping cart. Okay, is this good enough, or did you want, hey, please put this on the back porch? Is that how you spell porch? I don't know.
Without the T. But.
Oh, it sounds like it has a T.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so update the cart, make that stick. Okay, are we ready to start our order? Click. Okay, cool. So this is all I have to do in order to submit my order. Okay, customer info. Do we know it? I'm brand new. I better create myself a new account. Okay, create a new account. Okay, and my name is Brandon. And I live at 170 West, 650 South. Okay, so really quick, this is kind of interesting. I'm currently way outside, but when I finally enter this information, it's going to end up hitting inside of my world in my customer table with a special note saying, hey, this came from e-commerce. Okay, but it's technically, I'm allowing, it's customer facing, meaning they get to interact with it. So I don't have to call and get all this information. They're entering it, but it's going to be filtered into my system. Okay. The only other one that's required is an email. Brandon at Adilas.biz. Add the customer. Click. So check this out. I've got the customer information. I'm reviewing it. The very next part is submit and print. Okay. Here's my little simple shopping cart. Brandon Moore. Here's the little ID number I got displayed. If I wanted to, I could edit that. Here's my stuff. Here's what I'm going to be buying. Here's where we told it submit pre-order. Whatever we wanted it to actually say, and we do it. So I now have system quote number 2. It's my order, and it comes all the way down. Please put this on the back porch. Okay, and this is my simple little order. I could print this and be happily done. Okay, I could do a new web inventory search. I could actually go back to my account. I don't really have a whole lot going on other than just like, who are you? You know, this is just what still exists because I was in e-commerce. I could sign out. I could do whatever I wanted to, but the cart is technically gone. Okay, so inside of the main e-commerce section here, let's actually just go to the quote homepage. This looks like a quick way. Brandon Moore, $65. Whoever we told it at the way higher level who to use, we told it which location to use, etc., etc., etc. So now if I'm doing this and this is my orders, I could take a look at it. Oh, it looks like he wants a White Fang and a this and a couple DVDs. Awesome, I've got all that, no problem. Restore this to the cart. It's now in live mode, and now I call them and get a credit card number or whatever. That's one way to do e-commerce. The other way is actually to say, yes, I do have merchant settings, and I physically want to go clear through the whole process myself. Okay, you're probably going to be using this type of an interface with pre-orders and stuff like that, but you might also have other things that you're doing full e-commerce. Okay, and it might depend on what's actually happening. But anyway, we kind of walked through a bunch of. I'm currently inside of Adilas. If we run out of something, like say for instance I wanted to actually see how many of those books we had, let's go check White Fang. White Fang, we have 9 of them. Okay, let's pretend that we actually sold all 9 of those. 9 of them, add it to a cart, say I'm internal, somebody's in my store shopping, okay, or whatever, pretend I'm going to just do this. Checkout, we're going to actually, okay, sorry. It was currently set to a quote. I need to flip it to my customer invoice. Ready? And I'll say update that cart, and now I'll check out. I know it's getting late in the day. So let's say right here, $156. Just to kind of get it out of here, we're going to go $156.32, create the invoice, click. Okay, so technically I just sold all of my books, my White Fang. Okay, if I come back out here and say I'm looking for some inventory and I want to click on Adventure, I click here, guess what it will say under White Fang?
Oh, out of stock. That's
Okay,
cool.
so that's because of one of the settings that we said, do you want us to monitor that quantity or not? If we don't, then we're like, we'll sell whatever you want. Like some people they're like, if I get the sale, I don't care. I'll go to Walmart and get it if I have to or whatever. Like it depends on personalities. And so it's settings, but those are some of the different ways that things happen. Those are pre-built. You don't even have to do anything other than tell Adilas, hey, can you turn that on for me? Okay, and it's now available to you. Okay, if you wanted to skin this, or you're like, you know what, I really wish it was really cool. Say you wanted a custom interface, Tanya. Imagine something like this. Say you click on this. So instead of going to this little interface, because maybe it doesn't really jump out at you, maybe you want to kind of have something that goes like this. Adventure books, DVDs. Like you have these cool little pictures of these categories, and when you click on them, it's the exact same thing as going like this. It gets you to your details or whatever. Like you skin it with one little teeny page, okay? Hey, what is it? What's my presentation, okay? However you want it to look. You want drop-down lists, you want bullets, you want cool graphics, you want big, huge honking ones, like you want mouse over stuff. That's interface stuff. That's where you'd be like, okay, I'm going to kind of skin this on the top side, and eventually I'm going to throw it over here and run through that shopping cart. It's presentation. So that's where a Tanya could come in and be like, hey, I offer my service for $50 an hour, and I would bid that out at probably about $500. Could have you a perfectly customized shopping cart or whatever, okay? She just made the $500. You're using Adilas. We're happy because you're using our services, but she was able to market herself and kind of create that cool little interface that says herbs, schedule an appointment, you know, pre-order something. I'm going to come, you want to come make a visit? Pre-order. Like, these are big giant buttons, and you click it. What it does is it sends you to where you want, okay? It's virtually wiring it up. Dream it up, we'll wire it up. That's kind of how it would work. I don't know if that answered your question exactly, but...
Yeah, so let me just restate what I was saying.
Sure, sure.
There is a lot that is available in Adilas because it's things I've already added, so it's already in my database. But to actually go on the web, I would actually have to have a merchant account and have somebody who would do help me to get it all ready to go on the web.
It depends on how deep you're trying to go. Are you just trying to show it? If you're just trying to show it, you can do it automatically by yourself with your own little permissions. Click, 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 boop. Here you go.
Okay.
Wow. Cool. Here's my website. Okay.
Okay.
If you want to go clear to the next level and you want your own domain name and you want to make it all look cool and you want to design it and stuff like that, that's kind of the next level.
Okay.
And then basically what you would do is you'd like, I need Adilas data, feed my website please, and then we kind of help feed that website. If you're totally to the custom level, if I click on this, I automatically want it to add 4 to the cart plus all this other stuff. That's custom level. It's all possible, totally possible. But then you would actually be dealing with a developer who's like, when I click this one button, it automatically schedules, it automatically invoices, it automatically, like, that's more detailed. That's custom.
Okay.
That's custom, okay? So you dream it up, we wire it up, okay? But out of the box, free, you get what's called a web presence. I can show it. I can show hide individual items. I can do whatever I want it to do.
Okay.
So, awesome, awesome. Any other questions on that? That was a great question. Great question. That was a little deeper than what we did yesterday. We kind of walked through some of the different little settings. So. Once you get clear to the e-commerce level, basically it'll take you, there's a couple more steps. We have to get shipping information, and then we have to get payment information. And then it basically says, okay, cool, you're done.
Okay.
So that's the plan, but the cool thing is like, once you get good photos inside of Adilas, this is what's going to sell your stuff, okay? Not, watch this, if we just did a new inventory search and we said, go get me everything, somebody's been having fun.
Who was that?
Were you adding some?
She created that. Did you create that?
It was her and me to have those just sitting there.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. You did that one right there, Tanya?
I did, yeah.
Okay, so if anybody wants a cool designer, watch this. We're gonna click on Tanya's stuff here, and we're gonna blow it up into a bigger size. That is awesome.
That's so great.
Look, even with the shadow, he must be going over some water or something.
That's cool.
So the cool thing is like, look how you can dress things up. We have an engine, okay? And it may not look the world's greatest, but you can dress it up. All you need is a Tanya Bagley, who's a designer, or a Russell Moore, who's a designer, or your best friend who lives down the street, who's a designer, creates it, and we can help you wire that thing up, okay? Make it look and feel how you want it to do. Tanya, that's great. I was actually going to show like the no photo icons. That is awesome. So check this out. This is actually one of my favorite pieces of the puzzle. I'm sitting in here demoing and stuff like this, but because it's centralized data, guess what just happened right there?
We worked as a team, basically.
We worked as a team, okay? I didn't even know that was in there at all. If I had a question, I was like, oh my goodness, who added this? I could go back and look, I could do whatever, but like you're able to virtually share and help and do all these kind of things. So that's actually huge power, huge power. Tanya, that's a super cool graphic. That's fun.
It's a little scary though too, right? Because somebody could be doing something, that you don't know about. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so this can happen in any business, okay? What we do inside of Adilas is we provide a tracking thing. Watch this. So I'm currently in shop, okay? So watch this. I'm going to go home. So I'm in Adilas.biz/shop, and we're looking at this cool little picture. Watch this. If I come back to my real world where I'm inside of Adilas in Top Secret Secure, and I can go like this. I'm going to go home, and I actually want to click here because I want to see some histories. What happened today? And I come down. Who did the new image scans? Let's take a look. Okay.
They know you did it.
We're all logged under Adilas demo right now, but it would say Tanya Bagley. or whatever it says, Brandon Moore or whomever. Okay, so that's great. That helps out so much. That's awesome. That's awesome. So this is where the power comes. Like, can Adilas hold that data? We can have stock units and widgets and herbs and services and stuff like this. Do you want to make it look pretty? Take a picture, get a designer, create a commercial like this one right here. What if you actually were selling like, hey, sign up for our online library, and like kind of made it fun, or like an actual design? All of a sudden, somebody's going to want to click on that thing to kind of see what's going on in that type of environment, if that makes sense. Okay, so like you get to feed the wrapper is awesome, and it's going to be custom to every single person. If you don't want it custom, guess what we do? We'll flip a little color here, maybe add something that matches your logo. Watch this. If I switch, just to kind of give you an idea, let's go AA tree services, just for fun. Okay, now I'm green, now I have a little tree and browns, and if I have an air message, it's like a green color, okay? So if I switch to another one, say for instance I come down to Aspen Air, which is like an airport one, all of a sudden I have a cute little airplane, it's kind of like a blue, and my air color is yellow. Okay, like those are simple little, very simple graphical elements, but what it does is it brands or creates your world where you're at. Okay, so you click on here and you're like, you know what, I want my world to look like this. Boom, and I actually want my home page to look like this. Okay, what is your world? What does it look like? What's your colors? What's your, like, you can bring Adilas alive by adding interface. It's not necessarily that we do it for you. We would charge for that, or you can have your buddies help you do it. But you dream it up, and we can help you wire it up. Okay? So that's kind of the way it works. Awesome. Great questions. Great questions. Tanya, do you have any other comments or anything?
I don't.
I think it was great that you were providing some little graphics there, and I hope you're okay if I plug you right here, because you're like, yeah.